ambition. I'm exquisite, never timid. I'm about what I say, I'm about to make my own decisions. I'm about my business, and I'm trying to live out my visions. Turn my dreams into reality, dreams been getting kind of
trust your friends no more.
Everybody ain't. Hey y'all, what's up? How y'all doing? Thanks for coming back and seeing what I'm talking about next. So, as I told y'all before, episode 2 is titled False Confidence. I'm sorry. I got notes because this one I had to kind of jot down some things so I can make sure I touch on everything that I want to touch on during this time of my life. So, you know, I kind of broke everything up in chapters because I feel like everything in my life kind of happened in stages and chapters like a book or something. This chapter is called False Confidence. This is going to be when I start feeling myself as a young girl. You know, we all go through that stage. We got our period now. We getting our little boobies. We feeling pretty. And at this point, I done lost my virginity. I'm grown. And can't nobody tell me nothing. Fake confidence. Let's dive in. So these is things, you know, I never really, you know, I'm gonna get real raw with y'all. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all everything. This is confess and correct. So I'm laying it all out here because I got a strong opinion for a reason. You know, if you just now starting to follow me, you know, if you go look down my Facebook page, you can do a couple of, you know, scroll a little while, you'll see that I have a very strong opinion about a lot of things in life, and it's because I might be able to help somebody from going through what I went through, especially young girls. Hopefully somebody's young girl see this and, you know, understand that what you're feeling is real, but you are in 100% control of everything. And also, the biggest thing is how much decisions you make today can impact your future years from now. It's the lesson. It's the lesson that I want you guys to get out of this. So when I was talking to y'all last, we ended up, you know, I let y'all know how I felt ugly because, you know, I didn't look like, you know, whatever the status quo was at the time to look like for a little girl. And, you know, I was bullied real bad. You know, no boys wanted me. Just a little chocolate, little ugly thing, if you let them tell it. You know, that's how bad they made me feel. And also would do anything to be accepted, and how I did anything to have friends. And that is exactly where this next step comes in my life, when I tapped into what I thought was confidence, but it really wasn't. It was very low self-esteem. And this false confidence came after I lost my virginity, around 14, about to be 15, maybe. I think I was 15 years old. I completely destroyed my relationship with my mom. I completely destroyed my relationship with my mom. You guys heard that right. I destroyed the relationship with my mom because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. You know, anytime you got to go against the grain and go against your parents, in most cases, they know what they're talking about, and they tell you not to do certain things for a reason. Now, as far as where I feel like my mom's downfall was, is because she never talked to me thoroughly about anything, and I was curious. I wanted to know things. And what they say, curiosity kills the cat. And so I knew I couldn't talk to my mom about these things because she was so strict. Because she was so overreactive about things, you know. I tell her a little bit about what I was curious about, and I'd be on punishment for months. Can't come out the house on dishes duty for about 3 weeks, and gotta cook and feed 20 kids all day, every day. Like, Mom, you know, what is sex? And she just locked me up, you know, like, don't go outside, stay away from your friends, because where is your mind at? Which I get it, but I was undereducated, and I had to get my business or my information from the streets, which was the worst place to get the information. Getting it from my friends. False confidence. I didn't know what confidence was. You know, I thought that if a dude wanted to have sex with me, that means I was attractive, and that means I won. And I was so, traumatized from rejection from everybody that, I started going down a path where, I didn't even want to be taken seriously. I was just out to attract, like I was seeking that validation in anybody, any guy, even grown men at the age 14 and 15. I got with my baby daddy at 15, 16 years old. I would say I got with my baby daddy about 15, turning 16. I was getting ready to turn 16 when I got with my baby daddy. So between the time I lost my virginity at 14 till I got with my baby daddy at 15, I was just out inserting myself all kinds of ways just so I could feel like I was pretty, just so I could feel like I was attractive. And because not too many people would say, come out and say, you pretty, you look good, or whatever the case may be. If a guy wanted to have sex with me, I assumed that means he was attracted to me. So here I am, walking through life, collecting bodies. I needed that validation. And here I am thinking I'm loving myself. I'm getting dressed up now. I done found out how to wear skimpy clothes, and it's crazy. I was wearing blue hair. I will never forget, like, I was lying about my age at one point. 13 is when I started talking to older guys. I was 13 years old, talking to grown ass niggas over the phone and stuff. Y'all know, like, the chat lines, and, I just felt like that was the only way that I would get, the attention that I thought I wanted. So, I'm dressing, as provocative as I can, because I'm only 15 years old. My mama wasn't letting me do it. I had a very strict mom. So this is coming from somebody who was in a household that my parents were married when I was born. And, my mom, everybody knows she didn't play them type of games. And my daddy wasn't having it out of me either. But I still stepped out because I needed some validation from somebody I wasn't getting it from. Here I am thinking I'm, super confident. I'm feeling myself. I had, got into some shit once where I got caught talking to an older guy because, like I said, I used to lie about my age until I got caught up. So, at first it started off with just over the phone. That's when I got caught. I was talking to this older guy once, and my mama busted in the room. It's the middle of the night. What are you doing on the phone? This used to be when the house phones was in, and you be just talking on the phone all night, just talking. And I just wanted to talk to somebody, preferably a male. Had no business wanting to do all that. Like, it was completely out of line. But, it was the culture I was raised in, as well, that we didn't pay attention to. The secular music, the music videos we grew up with, the women with all the halter tops, short skirts, and all the video vixens, and all the music videos that we grew up really did influence me. I ain't gonna try to act like I was strong-headed like the rest of the people I know who music absolutely didn't influence them to make decisions, because it absolutely influenced me. And from everything, even whenever I wanted to try to get in moods for, to feel sexual at a young age, I would put on shit like Silk, Next, all the old school songs that I heard my mom play that we still be jamming today, I'm saying? Jodeci, Joe, I would play all of these songs to conjure up a extra grown and sexy, mature spirit in myself as a young girl. And I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I just knew I wanted some guy to tell me I was attractive, and I want to be so damn attractive that he want to have sex with me, because that means I got him. So between 14 and 15, racking up bodies. And then my sisters, when they found out about it, they came to me later and was like, girl, stop lying about your age to these niggas. These niggas don't give a fuck. And long and behold, these R. Kelly motherfuckers didn't give a fuck. Here I am, 14 years old. I was nervous, like, You know, I ain't never told nobody my real age before, but you know, I know my sister's really out here in these streets, so she ain't gonna leave me, bro. You know what I'm saying? So here go a cousin. This is why you gotta watch households, because here I am. I'm influenced by people within the house. You know, I'm being taught by people within the house. You know, I'm glad it was by people that was in the house, but this is why it's important to get your house in order. This is why it's important that a house has the correct order, and you know, things are being ran right within the home, because everybody else was raising me and advising me besides the people who should have. Not that it was their fault, because my mama had to work like a dog and my daddy was out doing God knows what. But I was being raised by everybody. I was asking everybody besides the right people what I should do and how I should live in life. And in return, it ended up with me making bad decisions. Only good decision was these dudes knew I was underage, you know, so it gave them a choice, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all want to proceed or not? I just was being a little hot little girl, searching for validation in these men, you know, because so many people made me feel unworthy that, you know, I needed somebody to make me feel like I was worthy. And at the time, I thought that if I could have sex with them, I must can get them. And if I want them, I can have them. And it would be guys that I would intentionally, as a little girl, target. Literally be walking past these guys trying to be seen, just so I could catch one of them off and then have sex with them. For whatever reason, I didn't even know. I didn't even know what it felt like, what it was supposed to feel like. Like, I can honestly say I've never really felt good doing it until I fell in love with somebody doing it. Before I actually had feelings with somebody, it was just something I was doing. I'd just be laying there like, you know, out, like I didn't even get it. I just was out here collecting fucking bodies. You know, I just feel bad, and I don't want nobody. I don't want another woman, another little girl, to feel like she has to give her body away to feel accepted by nobody. And that's how low I got, to where I just wanted to give myself to anybody, because I didn't think of nothing of it. It was just sex anyway. You know, like, thought this is what people do. This is all the music, all the TV shows, everything's just what grown-ups are hiding. I feel like if I start having sex, that makes me grown. And I started doing stupid stuff to feel grown. I used to do dumb stuff like put on heels and walk down the streets by the projects. It's this one street that these niggas used to trap on. Now I'm saying these niggas used to trap, and these niggas, they would holler at us. They knew what the fuck. It is crazy, because here we are looking like prostitutes, and we thinking we fine. We thinking we grown and mature, more mature than our classmates. The whole time we walking down the street looking like a pack of prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it messes me up when I think about that now, because especially now that I have a daughter, and you know, my daughter is 11 now, and she's starting to try to figure herself out, and I'm like, oh God, how can I stop her from making these mistakes? I don't want her to stray away from me. I don't want her to be afraid to talk to me about anything, but I also don't want her to think I'm her friend and think this is what she needs to be doing, because once you give yourself away, you can never get that back. And I wasn't taught the value. I didn't even know what the hell a virginity was, honestly. I didn't get it. And being rejected so much made me put myself out there to where, you know, I would just do anything to be accepted. And then even sometimes, you know, being young, dumb, and naive, you know, I would just lay around with a guy, you know, because I was afraid to say no. I didn't want to reject him because I knew how I felt to be rejected. So I'm picking up bodies off of guilt, off of because I'm feeling sorry for him, pity, and then off of that, from my own validation. And here I am thinking I'm confident, walking around with my little short clothes on, thinking I'm cute now with my friends being bad, and the whole time I'm still out here searching and seeking for that validation from some man. For whatever reason, at a young age, I was trying to seek this validation. You know, now I think about it now, because, you know, reflecting, there should have been a time, you know, my dad was there. You know, my dad was there, but my dad was not there like he should have been. You know, me and my dad, we have a tight relationship now, but things he should have been there to teach me as a young lady, you know, he didn't teach me that. These are reasons why dads are important, because I didn't know, and now that I do know, it's like, damn. You know, I can't say I regret it, because like I say, here I am now, hopefully changing somebody's mind about how they carrying themselves out here. Your value is in your sex, let's say that, until it's passed around to everybody. Then it's no longer valuable. But your value is in your sex when it's withheld for the right person. When everybody is not ran through your ass and now you trying to sit down and find a husband because you don't try so many different men, you can't find the one that you want to satisfy you. Like, I've never really thought about it in that manner. Like, everybody just ruthlessly having sex. I thought I was supposed to be ruthlessly having sex, you know. I thought that's what people do when they attracted to you, you know, you have sex. And I didn't realize that that was absolutely not the right way to go about it. I know now more the value of saving yourself for the right person, because, you know, I ended up in bad situations just from being out here having sex for no reason. Um, we ain't gonna skip past these pedophiles though. Like, this is why, you know, I got some views that I shared about R. Kelly. I feel like R. Kelly definitely should go down, but I also feel like R. Kelly was a victim too, because of little girls like myself. I was young, but I knew what I was doing. And I was after these guys. You know what I'm saying? Don't let R. Kelly slid his ass through the neighborhood, because I'd have been right there. Hey, Mr. Kelly. I would have been there, 14 years old, with the mindset that I had. And, you know, it's some young girls out here that's out to get these men for their money or just for validations, just to feel like, you know, to feel like they're grown, like they are somebody. And I don't want any young girls out here throwing themselves around like that. These grown men, they should have been more men instead of looking on something young and tight to hunch on, little perverted pedophile men. They should have been telling me to take my fast ass on and tell them out, because these is people that knew my parents. You know, these is grown ass men that knew how to get to authority over me. And instead of getting to that authority, these were grown men who took advantage of my immaturity. Here I am thinking I'm extra mature, that I should be messing with these grown men, but I was actually so immature that they would just use me up how they wanted to use me up, and I'm sitting around thinking I'm cute and I'm cool. Some of them gave me money, some of them didn't. I wasn't the one just out asking for it. You know, if they gave me money, cool. If they didn't, if I fucked with you, it's because I wanted to. And that's just how I felt about it. This false confidence that I stepped into, it wasn't confidence. It had me being disrespectful, deviant. It had me devaluing myself. You know, every time a woman lays with a different man, she cuts off a piece of her value. And I don't care what no woman says. You cut off a piece of your value each man you lay with. And we are not taught that. We are taught it's okay to just go around and sleep around. And unfortunately for a woman, our anatomy, we're not built that way. And I got to find out the hard way why I shouldn't have been laying around and sleeping around that way through this false confidence. Well, not even through this false confidence, because at this time of my life, you know, I was still feeling myself. You know, nothing bad happened to me at this time. Worst thing that happened to me was the consensual rape I was going through with these older guys. You know, I didn't even want to talk to younger dudes no more, because I thought I had reached the level. Like, my classmates, y'all dogged me. Y'all made me feel like the worst female ever. So I'ma shit on all you niggas and go fuck with your daddies. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. But that's how beat down I was, you know what I'm saying? And that's the false confidence I was walking in. And here I am thinking I'm too cute, I'm too good and mature for little boys my age, that I'm out here ruining my reputation with older guys, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't necessarily be their daddies. I'm being over dramatic with that, but it would be older guys. So, like, for example, I'm 14. The guy I'm talking to is probably 20, 21 years old, 23 or older, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was absolutely unacceptable. I would not accept that. I would be ready to strangle my child and shoot any nigga in their head. I smoked. I was drinking. I even got drunk in junior high once, and me and my friends, you know, the intention was to go to school, get so drunk we get sick and go home because we didn't want to be at school. But somebody snitched on us in the meantime, so we at school pissy drunk. I couldn't even focus. I was so fucked up in the 8th grade. First period of the day, reading. You can't be in reading and be drunk. You cannot do that. And that's exactly what I was doing. You know, I couldn't walk straight. My teacher, she trying to read and teach us a class, and this teacher, God rest her soul, you know, she didn't play that sleeping in her class shit. You gonna be in her class and you gonna participate in her class. You gonna learn in her class. And she was the coolest teacher ever, but she also didn't play no games when it came to doing her work. And here I am, drunk as fuck. This is my first period teacher, and I mean, my head just hitting the tape because we trying to read this book, and I'm drunk, so I'm just like, bam. Like my head just, it just keep on hitting the desk or whatever, and I mean hitting the desk. I wasn't just dropping, it was boom, and the teacher was just like, Keisha, you all right? Hey, you all right? I'm just like, when I finally came to my senses, I had to throw up, so I go throw up, and she just like, what the hell? She had one of my classmates walk me to the nurse. I couldn't walk straight, couldn't see straight. I was a whole ass mess, and I just didn't realize shameful I had my mom feeling. So worried about what I wanted to do, I was shaming my mom. You know what I'm saying? And what we don't teach our kids, that stuff gonna come back on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, here I am, and I'm doing all this devious stuff, and I know I ain't supposed to be doing these things, but I still went and did it out of curiosity, out of rebellion, and out of all kinds of stuff. Like, I was so destroyed on the inside that I was using my body to get attention, to get validation, you know, because I felt like that's all I had to offer. I didn't know what else a guy wanted. You know, I thought it was supposed to be about sex. And sadly, that's where a lot of us are today. A lot of women, they won't admit it, but that's why they're out here ass naked, seeking validation from some man. You know, that's why they out here sleeping around, because they trying to still seek that validation and fill a void within themselves. And you know, no matter what, as a woman, you're gonna always have to submit to some man, whether it's your pastor, your daddy, your man, your husband, your trick, your sugar daddy, your boss. And we need to come to amends with that and stop making it such a bad thing. You're supposed to find a man that you desire. You're supposed to save yourself for a man that you desire. And that man will be able to fulfill your every fantasy and your every need sexually if you not ran through. But when you done had this one and this one, and you done had this one, and oh, you done had this one over here too, you done had this size, this size, this size, this way, this way. Now you got too many options up in your head. Now when the right man come, if he don't hit it like Mister, you ain't satisfied. That is the problem with having too many partners and being so promiscuous like that, because it continues. I'm just now getting to the point where I'm like, oh, I've been out here tripping, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been out here tripping. Like, I'm going to get to the next one on episode 3. Episode 3, I'm going to get into the next point of my life when I got with my baby daddy. Now, that one, I'm not sure on the title just yet, but I know it's going to be something about locked up and freedom and locked up because, baby, let me tell you, he was in and out of jail, and I was in and out of there with him mentally. And I was also a whole bunch of other places mentally dealing with that chapter in my life. At 16 years old, 15, 16 years old, I mean, going through shit grown people go through. Like, I could not believe I set out in life to go through what I went through as a kid because I decided not to do right. All I had to do was follow simple instructions, and that's not fornicate. So, on my little journey of fornicating, I racked up a few bodies, 14 years old, talking to older men, giving my body away to these grown ass men, thinking I'm mature, thinking if I dress provocative that I'm more grown than my classmates, people my age. I'm playing on chat lines. I'm walking down streets, trap house streets in heels, looking like a damn prostitute on the lurk for these grown ass men. 14 years old, do you understand me? I'm smoking, I'm drinking. 14 years old, out here in these streets for no fucking reason because I didn't have any confidence. But I thought I had confidence. You would have seen me then, walking around with my nose up, little funny looking ass. Being a little hot cock. I mean, getting caught in hotel rooms and you know what I'm saying? With these drug dealing niggas, it be the drug dealers, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted the drug dealers, the niggas who could just give me money, the dudes that I was saying, like how I was saying on the TV. I didn't want nothing else, nothing less. I wanted the fast life, the fast money. And these dudes had a lot of money, a lot of drugs around them, and them was the type of niggas I was surrounding myself around. Of course, I couldn't get serious with none of these niggas because they was grown and I was 14 and they knew it. So we was just on some sneaky link shit at 14 years old. I'm throwing my fucking life away. I got lucky that I didn't end up in a bullshit because call it a hoe phase. That was a low phase. Like, that was below a hoe. I was just out here laying around a pillow, just walking around trying to find some nigga to think I was cute. And don't do that. It is just not worth it. You need to know you're beautiful from within. If you don't feel like you're beautiful, if that confidence ain't up in there, then nobody else gonna feel that way. And if your confidence or if you ain't good enough without your sex, then that person ain't good enough for your sex. And we need to start learning that, you know, we are sexual beings. We are humans. But we supposed to be that way for a special person, and we ain't supposed to be that way as children. And we need to stop encouraging this behavior with our children because we made these mistakes as children. We need to let them know that not these are mistakes you don't need to make. Yes, you're gonna feel these things, but these are reasons why you shouldn't go off and make these decisions because things like having babies and having certain diseases and things like that are lifetime decisions you can't change, and things that can be avoided if we actually teach our children, our daughters and our sons the importance and the value of waiting. I don't like to say it's not a problem. Sex is not a bad thing. We are put here to have sex the right way. When we do it the wrong way, we have all these different consequences that come with it. And we have to teach our children about that because it's not being taught because we ain't living it. And I don't even feel like it's too late now for us women to start living it. If you're not married and you just out here, you know, doing what you want to do with your shit, you know what I'm saying? Lock that shit down until you find somebody who's willing to take you serious. You need to be marriage material for one. You need to be trying to open yourself up and, you know, pray and manifest that you are wifey material as well. But you're not going to ever be wifey material going out here sleeping around. Nobody's going to ever find you value in you if you're out here sleeping around. And I did not think about that. Of course, not at that age, but I'm out here having sex. So, You know, I'm seeking that validation. I'm walking in this fake confidence, thinking everybody I have sex with is attracted to me. And if I can hit once, I can hit twice. I got the man just thinking, I just knew I was that bitch. You know, like literally be walking down the street. If I see a car, I posture up. Dudes, back then, dudes had no problem with stopping. Hey, what's your name? How old are you? 14. And niggas will really be like, well, I'm 20. Is that a problem? You know my little young ass hot cock. You see how I'm dressed, nigga? And here I am thinking I'm cute. No, you not. That don't mean you cute. You just a little something for them to have fun with, and then they send your ass on, maybe with a couple of dollars here and there. You know, for me at 14 years old, $75, $100 got me a long way, goddamn, and shit. If that, like I said, I was young and dumb, so I'm not gonna sit and try to play like I was just cashing out, big balling. Like I said, if they gave me money, they gave me money. If they didn't, I fucked with them because I wanted to. And even that's not a good enough reason, because the reason I wanted to is because I needed to feel like I could get them. I needed to feel like I ain't being rejected. I needed to feel like this person is attracted to me, and if I have something over them, I can get them. So I would find a guy, target the guy, and the goal would be to get his sex, because I'm thinking I'm the predator. Whole time, I'm the prey. False confidence. That's just my transition from being a little young, naive little girl who was bullied, who was made feel unpretty, unworthy, and I just wasn't good enough. So I went to find my worth by giving my sex to men that I thought I wanted to feel attracted by, that I wanted them to be attracted to me. I thought that meant I was attractive. I wasn't out here, catching feelings and trying to be these men's girlfriends or nothing. I was simply out to attract them. I just wanted them to be so attracted to me that we had sex. And that's absolutely insane. So if I can stop any woman from making that type of decision in her life, any little girl from making that decision, I'm here to tell you, don't find your worth in your sex. Your worth is not in your sex if you give it away to multiple men. Your worth is in your sex when it's withheld for the right man. Sex and discipline don't mean you don't have sex. It means you have sex with the right man, and the right man won't come till you married. Not when you're 14, 15, and 16 and in high school figuring out your bodies. That's not when you're right. Yes, you're going to feel these emotions and you're going to feel these tingling sensations and things like that. But that don't mean it's right. You can feel that with anybody you give the energy to. So the big moral of this story is your value is not in your sex if it's being passed around. That's what I was thinking. The more niggas I get, the more valuable I am. Period. Who you think you is? I fuck with all these guys and they grown. What? You ain't as cute as me. You can't be. That's how dumb I was. And I don't want nobody else out here, no other woman out here walking around with that type of false confidence, baby, because that's not confidence. And I know a lot of women won't agree to put themselves out on the line and say, this is my story. This is definitely how I feel too. But everybody know how they feel with on the inside. And I know I'm not the only woman who felt like this. So if this don't apply to you, let it fly. I don't need no shit talking. And if it do apply to you, I'm talking to you. You do not have to throw your sex out there. Sex is not a bad thing. That's not what I'm saying. Sex is a powerful thing. That's why you need to watch who you give it to. And it needs to be with the right guy. Women shouldn't be sleeping around like that. We shouldn't be out here doing what the men do because they do it. We're supposed to withhold ourselves and find virtue, and there's nothing wrong with having virtue. That's the ones that men want a wife. Oh, well, they always be saying stupid stuff like, they want a wife, the good girl, and then be out here fucking on the sluts and stuff. Let them, that's a man getting that little thing off or whatever. I don't agree to it, but you don't want to be a fling. You want to be the wife. You don't want to have to be the one who got to dress up and do all this extra ass work and wearing lingerie, swinging on poles, and da-da-da. Then they come on and then they dip out, throw a couple dollars. Then that's another thing, like, Your worth is not in money either. A lot of women think because if they sell themselves to a man and get money, do understand that a man with a lot of money don't value a couple of dollars. So if a man that got a lot of money throw you a couple $100, it ain't because you worth it. It's because he don't give a fuck about that money or what you do with it or you. So we need to stop finding our worth in these senseless things, you know. And I don't want anybody else to feel like in order to feel pretty or accepted that you have to be out here giving your body up. You don't have to give your body to nobody but the man that deserves it when you get married. If he ain't gonna be a man enough to marry you, then he ain't man enough to get you. You don't want to be another piece of meat. You know, that's why that body count shit, when it come to women, they why does it matter? Because when we were young and dumb, we thought we were supposed to be having sex with as many niggas as possible to feel cool and accepted. So when we were young and dumb, we were running that shit up. And not only when we were young and dumb, because even when I got older, not too many ways changed until I came to a realization of certain things that I'm going to get to later. So thank y'all so much for checking out everything I talked about this season, or this episode, I'm sorry. And stay tuned for episode 3, where I'm going to be talking about how I was free but locked up mentally and behind chasing a man fornicating in high school. Everything I went through.
I'm getting praying for patience on my mission. I'm a woman with ambition. I'm exquisite, never timid. I'm about what I say. I'm about to make my own decisions. I'm about my business, and I'm trying to live out my visions. Turn my dreams into reality. Dreams been getting kind of trust your friends no more. Everybody ain't your friend. You know